Good morning. Thank you so much. We are having such a good time. We're a little bit delayed, but it's a good day here in South San Diego in the community. Such a long time coming, and you'll hear from folks who have been part of this story, decade story, to announce what we're announcing today. It's really an honor to be here. I'm David Alvarez. I am state assembly member, the state representative for this area. Obviously, formerly council member from this area, so I know this community quite well. I want to thank all of you for being here. It's really a great and honor to announce that I was able to secure $4.3 million in state funds to fully fund the construction of Phase 1 to this park. And that's why we are here. I was so glad to see people here who I've worked with for so long in this community, who love this community, who work in this community, from men and women in our police department, the Parks and Rec department, our librarian, everybody who's been here who loves this community and who knows that we deserve the best. And I'm proud to be standing here with Mayor Gloria and Senator Padilla, my colleague in the state capitol, because we believe the same thing, that this community deserves the best and that this park is one that the community has been expecting for literally decades, and that we're finally able to deliver this. I want to also thank California voters, because sometimes voters think they don't make a difference. But when we wrote Proposition 4, which was voted on in 2024, our goal was to make sure that places like this community had access to the outdoors, through parks, and many other investments. And because the voters said yes, we actually have the funding to make this thing happen. So join me in thanking the voters of California for voting yes on Proposition 4 in 2024. I also want to thank, unfortunately not here today, but Councilmember Moreno, who represents this community, for her partnership and advocating for parks as we did for so long together in partnership and continue to do so. We want to thank her. And lastly, so many community members, where now they will be able to enjoy from Phase 1 of this park. There will be more to come, but at least to begin with, children's play areas, picnic facilities, public art, lighting, which this community always is talking about and needing, appropriate fencing, and other improvements here to the community. Grove Neighborhood Park will offer new opportunities for outdoor recreation and improve the overall well-being of our neighborhoods. So again, it is really exciting and fun to be here and reconnecting with the students from Southwest Middle, with the educators, with all of the community members who, again, have lived in this community and have wanted to see these types of improvements, and now we are here to celebrate them. I also want to thank our community planning group, because planning groups do matter, and their priorities are what makes things happen in the city, obviously, and all the residents. And special thanks to Mr. Mike Grisenia, who has supported the construction of this park when he moved here 33 years ago. He was very, very patient. Let's give him a round of applause. As a member of the Otay Mesa Community Rec Group, and of course, Dottie, who's been around for a while, who's been a champion for parks. She's been fantastic. Let's give it up for her as well. So it's my pleasure to now ask Mayor Gloria, who is in partnership working to make sure that this park becomes a reality, to join us and say a few words. Mayor Gloria.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for that introduction, Assembly Member, and good morning, everybody. Actually, I would say this is a great morning here to celebrate state money coming to the city of San Diego, and specifically to our southern neighborhoods down here in Otay Mesa. This is an incredibly important milestone for this community. I am absolutely thrilled to be able to be here to accept on behalf of the city of San Diego $4.3 million in state funding secured for the Grove Neighborhood Park, a project that, as you heard from our great assembly member, this neighborhood has been waiting for many, many years. I want to say at the outset, deepest appreciation to Assemblymember David Alvarez. David has the unenviable task of having to leave San Diego every week, leave his beautiful family to go up to Sacramento on our behalf. And in doing so, it is a sacrifice personally for him and for his family. But results like this, I think, is probably why he loves his job and why we're so grateful to have him as a member of our delegation. $4.3 million from the state is not an easy thing to get. I've served in the legislature. I know that doesn't happen every day. It takes skillful legislating. And thankfully, we have Assemblymember Alvarez and Senator Padilla working on behalf of these neighborhoods and getting the job done. So, David, thank you so much for your leadership, for your advocacy, for getting on that plane every single week. We thank you for what you're doing because it's having real results here in the city. I also want to express my appreciation to State Senator Steve Padilla, not just for being here today and looking very dapper, may I say. I love that coat. But for his broader efforts to bring more state funding back here to San Diego County. He has a very large district. You educated me the other day. Is it 5 counties, 4 counties? 4 counties. And so he is pulled in a lot of different directions. But we know that he is a leader here from our South San Diego communities. And when he's in Sacramento or in any part of his district, he's always thinking about us down here in our southern San Diego neighborhood. So, Senator, thank you for what you do to bring dollars back to support community investments like this. Both of them deserve a round of applause. Thank you, both. From parks to infrastructure to programs that expand opportunities, having champions like Assemblymember Alvarez and Senator Padilla in Sacramento who understand what San Diegans need is how we can make difference in the quality of life for people right here in this neighborhood. The investments of Proposition 4 that Assemblymember Alvarez mentioned do matter, and we are grateful to the voters of California who back in 2024 approved this, authorizing literally billions of dollars in bond proceeds to go to support critical environmental and community infrastructure like a neighborhood park. Now that those dollars have been authorized by the voters, now we have to have folks who are going to go out there and get those dollars and get our fair share to San Diego, and that's what these gentlemen are doing, and that's what we're celebrating today. This funding is real. It is tangible, and it's going to make life better for folks right here. And the Grove Neighborhood Park, I think, is a perfect example of why the voters of California supported Prop 4. I want to say I'm here on behalf of the city, but we have other city representation. Unfortunately, Councilmember Moreno's not able to be here, but we do have representation from her office. Thank you guys for being here representing Council District 8. I also want to point out that our Chief Community Services Officer and City Engineer, Rania Aman, is here. Rania, thank you. She's the one that'll be overseeing and making sure this gets done. The person who's in charge of parks and engineering, this is the right combination. Rania is our person, and she gets a lot of big, important things done. So Rania, thank you. To our Park and Rec staff, to our library folks who are here as well, ground maintenance, PD. What I hope this neighborhood sees is that this city cares deeply about this community. I know historically that hasn't always felt this way, but under the leadership of folks like Councilmember Moreno, Assemblymember Alvarez, and Senator Padilla, and myself, we're hoping to show that we're paying close attention, we're trying to right some of these historic wrongs, and building more parks in this neighborhood is exactly one of the ways that we can do that. Everyone in this community deserves access to high-quality outdoor recreation spaces. And while I recognize there may be a need for a senior center or a dog park or just recreational space for kids, we will figure that all out. But the fact that we're paying more attention to these communities to figure this out long-term, this will get done, and this will be better for everybody. So let's continue to work hard to build a city that works for all of us, including our South San Diego communities. We will get this done. This is one of many parks that we either built or are under construction. We'll be back soon for Buyer Park Phase 1. That's going to be incredible for this community. And again, that's a cooperative effort of our partners at the federal, state, and local level to get that done. So in the meantime, I want you to hear from somebody who is a fierce advocate for these communities and a dear friend. Again, like David, traveling up to SAC, away from the family, but importantly, getting stuff done. And that's what we're here to celebrate today. Would you please welcome and hear a few words from our state senator, Steve Padilla. Senator?
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor, and thank you, Assemblymember Alvarez, 2 amazing leaders and collaborators. And look, I'm just here to add my voice to congratulating you two. I mean, I am happy to always be fighting for our underinvested, underserved communities. I was honored in the legislature to be part of the team that helped negotiate the framework for this. But every team needs some leaders on different issues. And on this park, you had Mayor Gloria saying, we got to deliver. We have to deliver for this community after all this time. And here he is today, joyfully joining all of us in the collaboration that he was part of and leading to make this happen. And here we are going to get a check from Assemblymember Alvarez. And my colleague, David Alvarez in the Assembly, never forgets his roots and his experiences, never forgets where his heart belongs, and his work needs to support that heart. And he has been fighting like hell in Sacramento also to make sure that the right priorities are recognized and communities like ours here are not overlooked, because we know they are so often overlooked. And so I just want to add my voice. I was happy to be part of a group, but I have to really congratulate the mayor and Assemblymember Alvarez for putting in some real leadership and some effort to make today happen. And I'm happy to congratulate them both. And to all of you who supported the resource bond, Prop 4, and voted and exercised your power, you made this happen. You helped give us the ability to say that these funds need to be appropriated, they need to be in our spending plan, they need to be put to work for all of you. And I'm always reminded, I spent a little time in local government before serving in the legislature, and this is the best kind of things we get to do as elected leaders, is to be on the ground celebrating not just the facilities and the equipment and what we call infrastructure, the brick and mortar, but that brick and mortar, the park space and the recreational opportunities, they allow the real community to come forward and to be appreciated. And the real community is the beating heart and the souls and the curious young minds and the families and the neighbors that gather together to be together and to enjoy time that really is what life is all about. And so park space, certainly in suburban and urban settings, are so important. We have more and more studies that are showing us that the more access people have to park space and recreational space and gathering space, it affects your health. It affects your well-being. It affects your productivity at work. It affects your ability to learn. It affects healthcare costs. So this is so important that we celebrate and work hard to bring these spaces for our communities together. And I'm just happy to have been invited, Assemblymember, thank you, and Mayor, to add my voice in celebrating this moment and to thank them both again for their extraordinary leadership in this fight. And thank you for having me. Good job.
Well, it is a great day. We are very, very thankful to the people, to the voters. I think Senator Padilla said it quite well and eloquently. It's not just about building a beautiful space. It is going to be much more beautiful than it is today. It's about what it's going to mean for the people who use this space. And the benefits aren't just physical, they're definitely there in many other ways. And so I want to thank him for his partnership in the legislature as we look to do more, and hopefully more to come for the South Bay soon, Senator, especially on our 200 River Valley. We have not forgotten. We will not forget until that gets addressed as well. But with that, again, thank you to all of you. Thank you to all the students. Let's hear it for the students one more time. This is all about you guys in the future. I started being a big advocate for parks because I was a father of 2 young ones. They're now growing and growing, but our community still needs to make sure that we have representatives that are doing work for the future of our community. That's what this is all about. So it's a great day of celebration. And now it's my honor to introduce or to provide Mayor Gloria with the ceremonial check for this wonderful park.